Hello and welcome to a new map. This time it's actually really new. This is Make It True by the Blue Man 003, I guess. Anyway, this is like well, it's Bluestone, not Redstone, but it's one of those, we've played a few Redstone logic puzzle maps, I guess. There's a YouTube channel there. I'll put it in the description, you can click that link if you so desire, but we'll just click this button and solve some puzzles, I think. Your goal is to light the bluestone lamp. Bluestone works like redstone, but without a limited distance. Alright. So it's just on forever. That's nice. The AND gate. Output on and on signal only when it receives two on signals. Okay, so we turn this one on. Why it just stays on? Interesting. So we get more than 8 blocks and buttons are toggles. Alright. We have an AND gate here. And another AND gate here. I mean, so far we're not really doing anything, which is pressing buttons. But I hope this is getting more difficult. The NOT gate inverts the signal. Okay, so we turn it off, which turns it on. Sure. So we have a NOT gate here and an AND gate here, which is... Oh, and the NOT gate there. Wait, why did that soar for a second? I don't know. What do we have here? We have AND and NOT. So we want one of those to be off. And so if we turn these two on, then the NOT turns this one off. And then that turns this one off, which, because this is a NOT, turns it on. Alright. So far, so good. What do we have? Let's just work backwards. Not. Well, it's off and this is off. So we want this on, I guess. Oh, but then this is gonna turn this one off. So we need to turn it off to turn it on. Because there's a NOT gate here. Yes. Alright. That's interesting. It's different because it's not, normal redstone components. Which is interesting, I have to say. Alright, so we have an AND, not a NOT, just an AND at the end here. So we need this on and this on. So we need this off and we need this on. Which means we need this one off and this one on. Which means we need this one on and this one to stay the same. So to turn this one on, we need these two on. And to turn this one off, you would need this one off, and there we go. Very, very good. The OR gate. Output the on signal when it receives at least one on signal. Yes. Why do we get that now? I feel like we should have just had all of them at the start, but it's fine. And, OR, and NOT. Okay, so we want both of these off. So we want this one off, which means we want one of these on. There we go. Because this is OR and NOT. So one of them on turns the OR gate on, and then that inverts it, and then turns this one off. This one was already off, and since both are off, the NOT here turns on. We didn't even have to look at the rest of the circuit there. Alright, and at the end, which means you need this one on, this one on. This one's already on, so we need to turn this one on for sure, which means we need to turn this one off, because there's a NOT gate here. It's an OR gate, so we need both off. Which means we need this one on. There we go. No, actually no. Not quite. Because we turned this one off. And we want this one on, I guess. Yes. For that we need to turn... We can do this. Because this was already on, so that being on as well, this being an OR gate doesn't make a difference here, but this one turned this one off, which turned this one off, which did not turned on. I don't know, this is not very great to watch, I'm afraid. But that's always the case with these redstone puzzles. They're fun to do though, I like them. But you have to sort of understand what's going on, and I'm not really explaining in too much detail, but I'm trying, I'm doing my best here. Anyway, and, which means we need this one on and this one on. In order to turn this one on, we need this one off, because there's a NOT gate inverting it here. So we need this one to be off, which means we need this one off, which means we need this one off. And then this one's on. And then on this side, we want this one on. This is an AND gate, so we need both of these on. This is already on, so we need to turn this one on, which means we want to turn this one on. And this one also on, because there's a NOT here, which then turns this one off, which turns on here, and then we have and on is on. And there we go. These are not very hard, but I'm having fun. I have no idea how many puzzles there are though. And at the end, so we want this one on and this one on. I'm sure everyone's got that now, right? Anyway, so to have this one on, we have an OR gate here and then a NOT, which means we need to turn the OR gate off to have it then invert into on, which means this one needs to be off, which means that we need these two on. And then over here, we have, also yeah, we want this on, and so we want this one off, so this one turns on, which means we need to have both of these off for the OR gate. It's one of them off, and then we have an AND gate here. There we go. All right, we're breezing through this. And again, this on, let's start here. Another AND, so we want these two on. This is, yep, easy enough. Turn both of these off, turns this one off, and then the NOT inverts it and turns it on. And this is a simple AND. And then here we want off, so we want this one off, so we want these two off. Simple, very simple. All right, XOR, getting another gate, output an on signal when it receives exactly one on signal. So it's an exclusive OR. So both are on, which makes the output off, but if we turn one of them off, one of the inputs off, then the output turns on. All right, and we just always work backwards, because that's the way to do this. And these two need to be on, and these two need to be on. So this one needs to be off, so we can do that by doing this, for example. We also could have done it here, but it's easier here, because it's just a button. So you don't even have to worry about it. This one on and this one on is the same thing, which goes here. But then this XOR turns off because of both of them being on, and then that we can solve by turning on the OR, which then also would be on like this, because it's not an XOR, and then it gets inverted to off, and then off XOR on is true, and there we go. Simple. I'm having fun. I think that's the most important part anyway. And. You know what that means. I don't need to tell you anymore, I hope. I hope you learned something here. So you want this one on. This is an OR, and then it gets inverted. So we want it off. So we want both of these off. So we want this one off. We can do that by turning this on. And that already does it, because it also turned off this guy. And then this being on turns this one on and this one off, and then this one gets inverted, and then it's also off, and off or off is off, and then inverted is on. Simple. Somewhat. This one needs to be on, and it's currently off because it gets inverted here, so we need both of these to be off. So by turning on this one, we turn this one off. Well, I already sourced it as well again, because it's basically the same setup, I think. Yeah, it's exactly the same setup as over there. Now we have and on is on, and now we just need this one on, and there's another and, so we need this one and this one. This one is just this button right here. And then on the other side, we want these two to be off. Like this. Because off, and off is off, and on, and off is on, but then it gets inverted to off. And then off and off is off. Or off is off, inverted to on. Simple. How many more rooms are there? How long is this map? Can't really see very far ahead anyway. And this one's already on, so we want to turn on this one, but that's probably going to be some interference here. But let's just start on this side for once. XOR, we want one of these to be on, and the other one we want to be off. And if we do this, already solved for a second, only for a second. If you turn this one on, then this one turns off, and this one gets inverted to off, and then this is still on from this side though, because it gets inverted here. So that's not what we want. And if we do this, then this one is off because it's both on and it's exclusive, and then it gets inverted to on here, and then on and on is on, and then on and on exclusive or off is on, and now we just need to worry about this side. This is an OR. Yeah, but it doesn't work like that, so we can't have this one. So this is the first one we have to actually think about. Nice. Because if you have this AND on right here, then we also always have the OR on, which then is going to turn off, and that's not going to work. So that can't happen. So we need to actually turn this OR off, I believe. Which means this needs to be off. No, it just needs to be on. But this needs to be off. Yeah, this needs to be off. No, on. I'm sorry, because then it gets inverted to off. And that off, on is exclusive or on turns off. And then we have off here, which then is off, but gets inverted to on. And then we have the XOR being true with off, on. Yeah, a bit more complicated now. A bit more complicated now. When's the last time I've done a puzzle map like this? It's a while ago. A long while ago. And it's different. It's Bluestone, right? It's a very different thing. Anyway, so we have an AND again. But it is connected this time, so we don't really have to worry about it. This one is supposed to be on, so this one needs to be on. So these two need to be on. So we need to just do this and do this. So this is an AND that turns on, and that was an exclusive OR, and we wanted that to be off, so just turn both on or both off. And then over here, have an AND here, which means we want this side to be on. And then this is exclusive OR, which is currently on and gets turned off there, so we have to turn it off, so it turns on there instead. And then we can go, we can leave. Can we do this in one episode? I have no idea how many episodes, or how many puzzles there are, so I don't know how many episodes there will be. We're only 14 minutes in, not even 14 minutes, 13 minutes in, so whatever. And, so on and on, please. Which means this one needs to be, well, off. So we need this one off, so we need this one on. But then we need this one off, so it turns on. No, on, so it turns off, I'm sorry. Ah, man. So this is off, and then the exclusive OR is true, and this is on, and then gets turned off here. Then we have off and off, or off or off, and then, yeah, over there. And this one, we need this one off, so we want, oh, we want it on, I'm sorry. Because it gets inverted here. All right, another AND. Always the AND at the end, which makes sense, I guess, because OR is much easier than you only have to do one side. Unless they're kind of connected. If there's just one big circuit, then that could be interesting too. All right, let's start here actually. So we want this one to be true, so we need one of these to be off. If we do this, then we got it. Because this is false now. On and off is off, gets inverted to on, and then on here gets inverted to off, and then exclusive OR is true. And here we want this one to be on, so we want this one to be on, so we want that. Very simple. Very, very simple. I really wonder how many. I would really like to know. Wow, we have an OR at the end, but then we also have an inversion here. So we want this off and this off for once instead of both of them on. To turn this off, we want this one on. It means we need these two to be on. That's one of them on, and then that was not on, right? Even though this was off, I don't know. I feel like I was wrong. Yeah, see, this is off and then gets inverted to on here, but it's not on. And now this is wrong. No, yeah, it was just rendered wrong, right? Because it gets inverted here. So this was on. It didn't look on. I don't know. Wait, you want this one off, right? What am I doing? No, we got it off, right? That's what we wanted. We wanted this one. Yeah, I forgot what we were doing. We have an OR at the end now, right? We want this side to be off too, which means we want this one to be off, which means we want this one to be on. But that was just not rendered right, I think. Like it was supposed to be on, but it looked like it was off. Anyway, an end. And this is already on, but this time we are connected again, so this is going to be more tricky, but we'll start on the right side. And so we want this one to turn on, so we need this one to be off, so we want... I guess if you turn this one on and this one turns off, and it does not do what you want, because this XOR is now false, which means if we turn this one off, then we get this one again, and then we want this side to be on. We're doing this. So exclusive OR is true, and then OR is true, and it goes to the end. And there we go. Simple. These are getting a little more complicated though. I just always want to see. But it's just always another room. Anyway. And I'll start on this side this time. And okay. Simple enough. We want all of these to be on, in order for this to turn on, in order for this to turn on. And then now we just need this one to be on. Which, simple. Very simple. Alright. Making really good progress. It's hard to talk about anything else than this though. I don't know. There's not really much to talk about. You know, there's no story, there's nothing happening. All the rooms look basically exactly the same. Other than the puzzle layout, I guess. I don't know. And so we want this one on, which means we want this one to stay on and this one to turn on, which means we want this one on, which means we want this, I guess. And then on this side, we have an and right there, which means we want this one to turn off, like that. They're not getting much harder, I think. But it's just basic gates. There's not that much you can do, I guess. And this one on, exclusive OR, let's turn one on, that's on, and then and right here. And that's it already. We didn't even have to touch this. Because this is off, and then these two being off turns off and turns on the inversion here. And then an end gate. Or end gate. Does it sound exactly the same? But one is an A and one is an, you know, E. And. I don't know. Whatever. This one is supposed to be on, which means you want this one on. And this one is supposed to be off, which means you want this one off. Very simple again. And gate. How many are we doing here? This is not... I'm enjoying this, but I'm getting to the point where, why is this button... Why are some buttons like this and some buttons are like this? Is it just random? I don't know. But these solve too easily. I don't really have to think all that much. So I'm sort of losing interest at this point in the map. I would really like to know... There's no like... You know, level 17 or whatever. I have no idea how many we solved. I have no idea how many there are total. No idea how many are left. I would just like some info, you know? I don't know. What are we doing? I have not looked. And so we want this one to be off. So we want this one to be, or this one to be on. Actually, it would be fine, I guess. But it turned this one on, which turns off here. Okay, this is more complicated. That's good. And then over here, we want an AND right here. So you want one side on here. But that's both sides on. But there we go. So once again, we turn this one on, which then turns it off. Then this one is off, but this one is on. So they're both on, and then the exclusive OR turns on because this side is on and this side is off, and this side being off doesn't matter here because this was supposed to be off anyway. Because then it gets inverted to on right here. And on is on. And then over here we just did... What did we do here? I don't remember. We turned this one on so that it can invert to off here. And then they're both off. Or it could also be both on, I guess. But I don't know if you can have them both on at the same time because this is connected here. If we turn this one on by turning it off, then this one is on. That would still work, right? No, because we can't turn this one. This one needs to be off for that. Right. It's an OR. It's fine. We had it. It's fine. Yeah, it's just still another puzzle. And this one needs to be on. So this one needs to be off. So like that, I guess. And then over here and then we have an exclusive OR here and here and there. So we want this one on. And this one on, and this one on, and all of this turns on magically. And we can leave. All right. And this one on, which means we want this one off, which means we could maybe turn on this side. Because then that also turns on this side. Not very hard. And this one's already on. Let's not touch it, but we probably have to because this is connected. So we want this one on. So we want one of these on, which means we could just turn this one on and then also turn this one on. And no, we don't have to touch it at all. Very simple. Very simple. And exclusive OR. And so these two. Are these getting easier? It feels like they are. Maybe it's just because I stopped explaining what I'm doing. Because it's just very repetitive. There's an AND there. That turns that on. And then we need this one on, which means we need this one off. And that's right there. No idea how many levers there are still. And so we want this one off. Which means we want this one on, so we want this one on. And on this side we have an AND and an exclusive OR. So let's do this. Just turn one of them on. And there you go. And. All right. I see a name tag over there. I think we're getting to the end here. This is an AND. This is an OR. But it gets inverted, so we want it off. So we want this one off. So we want both of these on. And on this side, you have an OR that also gets inverted. So you want this one on to turn it off. And that's it. No, one more. One more puzzle. We can do it. And. So it's just everything on. I mean, this would turn on this. That's bad, because we want one of them on, one of them off, so we can't do that. What do we have here? An AND. And then here we have an OR and an exclusive OR. So if we do this, it's just done. What is this? Wait, this OR doesn't even go anywhere. I guess it's very pointless here, right? This gate. It doesn't go anywhere. Anyway, so yeah, we have on, turns on this AND gate, turns on this half of the AND gate here. To turn on these two, we need this one on, which already happens here conveniently, so we don't touch this. Or this, because then that would turn on this one as well. And then this one just goes up here and turns on this, and I don't know why this is even here. I guess so it doesn't connect over here, but you could just have a gap. Anyway, we've made it. We get some fireworks, I think. We do. Very nice. Congratulations, just one. Just one individual congratulation, but we've made it through another puzzle map. It only took 26 minutes. And it could have been a little bit faster. I also could have explained more, but the concepts just always stayed the same. So I you know, I don't know. If you have no idea how logic gates work, maybe I could, you know, explain, maybe learn a little bit, I guess. Maybe I taught you a little bit about logic gates. And if I didn't, and if you don't care, that's fine too, you know. You're still here. Otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this, so, you know, that's worth something too. And then, yeah, I don't know. I really don't think, like, diminishing returns, right? I don't think there was much I could have taught you in that second half. Or, you know, thereabouts. I don't know if it was exactly, it probably wasn't exactly half. I don't know. Like, since there's no lever indication, I have no idea. I mean, I stopped explaining stuff as thoroughly as I did at the start. But yeah, diminishing returns. I don't think there's much that you could have learned that you didn't learn in that first bit. If you were willing to learn. I guess. This is a fine map. I mean, it's not the most exciting thing in the world. It's build-wise, it's, you know, I don't know. The doors being like not centered here. Yeah, it's fine. But why not just move everything like over a block basically to that side? You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's just off center. Which is fine. It's fine. It's just, I don't understand why. Because you have, you have 3 blocks. And it doesn't really matter, like coming into the room, it doesn't look that bad. Because here you have that big whiteboard. It's not super, it's still, you can still, I mean, I could still tell. But it's better. Wait, is that? No, that's also 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 6 blocks? And then on the inside here, it's 3 blocks. Yeah, this is also off. Why is this so off? Or just, I don't know. It's not that bad, but it does bother me a little bit. I'm not, I don't have this Minecraft building OCD like a lot of people have or claim to have, but it's just a bit weird. Everything is just crooked. I don't really like it. Anyway, other than that, I mean, the Bluestone stuff works really nicely. I think there was that one or two of them maybe where we had like an off and then an invert and then a corner, but the corner looked off, but it was apparently on or something. I'm not sure. I didn't pay close enough attention to know for sure, but that's what it felt like. Well, a lot more fireworks you could get. Nice. But yeah, it's a fine map. It never really got super hard, but it's fine probably for the majority of people playing. For me personally, I would have liked the puzzles to become harder and harder and harder as the game went on, and that didn't really happen at all. In a way, they got simpler because you just got used to the patterns and stuff. There's a lot of repetition. I would have liked some indication of how far into the map we are at some point or something, or like just how many levers there are, how many rooms. I don't think there was anything in the description either for that, so yeah. So that's something I would change maybe. And then yeah, the build stuff. It's not horrible. It's not an eyesore, but it's also nothing I'm gonna remember. There's no plot. There's no story. That's fine. You don't need one for a puzzle map. If you can make one work, great. But you don't. I don't think you have to. It's mostly about the gameplay, and that was fine. That was fine. Yeah, I guess that's my take. Those are my 2 cents on what was it called? Make it true. Make it true. I feel like I should say the name of the map somewhere here, maybe. Because I already forgot what the map was called. I like the Mapmaker posing of the... Which block is that? It's not the structure block, it's the... is it? I don't know. It's one of those. And the command block. It's very nice. It's very nice. That jump pose, I like it. It's good. And that's it. That's all. Hope you guys enjoyed this too. And I'll see you soon with, well, probably not another map. I think we're out for now, unless something new comes out, which might always happen. Or I might poke around some more. I mean, I haven't really considered. There are some adventure type maps, but I haven't really considered any of them seriously. So I don't know. I'll have to do some quality control. With puzzle maps, I always feel like it's, even if, like, I mean, if they're really bad, you know, you won't see me play them, because then the video's gonna get scrapped. But if they're fine, if they're not silly, if they're not like, I don't know, you have to kind of make, or you have to have made the puzzle in order to be able to actually solve it without just random guesses or, you know, looking for hidden things. Then, you know, I always feel like I can get away with playing puzzle maps. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.